Hi, this is the Utah Department of Environmental Quality DEQ training video that describes the internet-based Tier 2 submission application. Now, as shown on the screen, there are 7 steps to this process. I have already described step 1 in a prior video, so I will not cover it here. I will cover steps 2 through step 7. Once you open your browser and the application, just log in. And you can proceed to upload. You'll notice over here there's a table of contents style menu. Just click on Tier 2 Upload. And then click on Agree. This is just an informational pop-up. And then you can go out and find your file. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to choose a data file that does not have a Tier 2 ID in it, because I want to demonstrate what capability is here to find an existing record, if we have it, with your ID in it. So on that, I'll go out and find a file. I've created a mock file here with no ID in it. It will acknowledge the file you've chosen and just click on Submit. Now you'll notice it's a red screen because it hasn't been validated yet. At this point you can check the basic information, facility name and address. Notice there's no state ID here. If I had a file that had an ID, it would present here. Your latitude, longitude, notice there are 3 significant digits on this. Okay, because it hasn't been validated, and then any other possible problems. So what we'll do is go and validate the geographic location of your record, and this actually puts us to the next step. So with this step, it pops up a map, and you'll notice some things on here. 2 buttons at the top, there's yes or cancel. The facility name, notice there's no ID here. It provides the latitude and longitude. There's some additional digits here, but that's okay. Just check the first 4 decimal places if you need to. One thing to be careful of here is try not to click indiscriminately in the window. If you do that, the system will pick up on a latitude longitude that's different from the one that's picked up in the file. It presents an error at the end. Other tools here, you can zoom in and zoom out. You can change the background if you'd like. Coming over to the lower left here, you'll see a little window. Just click on the window itself and it will toggle through different backgrounds. So once you're in here, you can zoom in. You can also use your mouse wheel to zoom in and check your location. If you're satisfied, click on yes at the top of the map, and that will put you back. Now the fact that I don't have an ID in here, it prompts this pop-up, and if you have filed for this facility in the past, you can click yes and we can check to see if we have an existing record for the facility. So I'm going to do that. What this does is bring up the search screen. A couple of varieties here where you can search. You can search all fields, which is slower, but if you know your facility name, enter that, and I will use our mock facility that I have. Enter the name, click lookup, and you notice here it comes up. Now notice this is active. I can select it. It provides the ID. It shows you the ID. Check your facility name, your address, things to make sure it's the correct facility, and then click select if this is your facility. And you'll notice it picks up on it. It assigns, it captures the state ID, and it's been validated. So from here we can proceed. Go up to the upper right, click next step, and we proceeded on to step 4. Step 4, 5, and 6 are pretty much just a review of information. You can't really do anything with it, but take a look at it. This is just contact assignments. If there was a problem with some of the contact information, it would list below here. You can see there's a scroll bar, but there's nothing here. That's because everything's okay. If there were an issue, it would list here. And if it does list, simply click to the next step. What we've got is the last screen, the completion screen. If there are issues, it will list them, or you'll have the opportunity to print them out, and I'll show you that in a minute. So from here, click next step. And here we can review a little bit more contact information. If you want to see the details, just click on the details for each contact. In this case, I have 2 contacts in here. It doesn't show all of the information. It will show the necessary information, which is a 24-hour contact and an emergency type. And you can check each contact that you've got by clicking on the details. You'll see it highlights in yellow the contact information that you're looking at. So just take a look at that. Everything is okay. Click next step. This is the next step, step 6, and this is just a review of the chemicals that you've submitted, and you can see here everything's okay. No problems there, so you can go on to the next step. This is the last step, the submission completion step. You'll notice here there are problems, and that basically just comes down to the fact that something new is added to it. My file does not have the ID in it, so it's kind of indicating that. So if you had other problems, they would all list here. And what you can do from here is, you'll notice on the upper right here, there's a print page option. So I'll click on that, and what you'll see here is it allows you the opportunity to print this information out. I'm not going to do that. I'll just go back though to the application. Now, at this point, if there are problems, what you would want to do is return to the Tier 2 submit application and the original file, and you'd go in this case, this is a different file. I should have had the original on the screen. You would come in, add the ID number, you would come back and create a new submission, create the electronic file, and then in theory you would come back to the application, and what you can do here is return to you can actually do a couple things. You can either submit another file which is the same, or you can just go back to Tier 2 upload. I will just do that, and it repeats through the process. So this time I will pick the file with an ID in it. It acknowledges, I submit it. Notice again here, this time the ID is there, but it's not been validated, so I'll go ahead and validate it. Checking the location. I'm satisfied. I click yes. Notice green screens. I move on to the next step. Contacts is okay. Contact information and types are okay. So I go to the next step. Chemicals are okay. So I go to the next step. And here's a valid submission completed. Green screen. Your file has been accepted. With your file being accepted, that ends the process. Thanks for watching.